Rockstar Gang, what up? What up? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Welcome in, welcome in. Let's check and make sure my audio is good. It's not. Now that's better. Rockstar Gang, what's good? That's got to be better now. Shit, that was terrible audio. Had to be terrible. Had to be terrible before y'all got in here. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another episode of the Rockstar Report. We're breaking down T-Mac. I think it's a fan favorite for a lot of Panthers fans, honestly. I think a lot of Panthers fans wouldn't mind taking T-Mac at number 8. I know a few guys that wouldn't, right? I know a lot of seems like there's a lot of fans that wouldn't mind taking T-Mac at 8. But hey, here we are. We're gonna break it down today. Again, appreciate everyone joining the live stream. I hope everyone had a good weekend. So I took my weekend was relaxing, played some golf, and just chilled with the family. That's all I did. That is all I did. So it was nice. It's nice. So again, here we are. But again, get in the chat. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. Again, of course, appreciate everyone here. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts as we go through as we break down T-Mac today. That's what we're going to be doing. We're breaking down T-Mac today. If you don't know who T-Mac is, I feel like everybody does, at least from a from the Arizona Wildcats. I think everybody knows who he is. Big time outside receiver, X receiver. Ran a 4.55. That's his best 40 time I've seen so far. Apparently he's ran a 4.48. I don't know if that's correct or not, but that's neither here nor there. But the question is, should Carolina try to, should the Carolina Panthers try to go get him right at number 8? I think a lot of people are questioning that if they should. Is it a good fit for us? Right? I mean, I don't think it's a bad. Listen, me personally, I feel like we're drafting T-Mac almost the same reason why we drafted Xavier Legette. To be that big outside X wide receiver. But does Bryce have that height? No, he doesn't have that 6'5" lanky guy who really can go up and get it, right? I've seen him be compared to Mike Evans. I've seen that comparison to Tetairoa McMillan, but I've also seen where he's been compared to Quentin Johnson at a TCU. I've seen Drake London as a comparison. I've seen Roma Duzier as a comparison. I've even heard Hines Ward as a comparison for this guy, right? So for them to go and get T-Mac, I mean, do I think it's a questionable call? Not necessarily. I think he fits the mold. I do think he fits. Here's the thing. The case I'll give about him is that I feel like Carolina has been chasing a guy like this specific now, and I'm talking about this very specific type of wide receiver, big, tall, physical, right? Because we had this obsession at the beginning of 2014. You think about it, Kelvin Benjamin, for example, right? Now, I'm not comparing T-Mac to Kelvin Benjamin, but despite the mixed results, right, to put it, and I'm putting that politely, I think that team largely stuck to this blueprint. Now, we're getting closer to this. Do I think T-Mac is an ideal fit with the Panthers? Is a good question. And I think we all need to answer that. I do think he is a good fit. Okay. Again, we're talking about a guy who's 6'5", weighs 212 pounds. Right? We're talking about a guy that's 6'5" and weighs 212 pounds. So I do think So I do think he's a guy that fits the mold here in Carolina. Sorry guys, if it's weird or anything, I'm just making sure there's a bad storm here. So if things like if I'm paused or if I'm slowing down or anything like that, um just let me know because it's a bad storm here right now. So where I'm at. But again, I think one thing we've got to talk about with him is like when we're talking about T Mac, let me share my screen here. Let's see if I can get that up. And of course I brought film. Don't worry. All right. There we go. And you guys can make your case for yourself. Here's the thing. Okay, like I think one thing about him is his ability to the high point, right? His ability to high point the football, that is what makes him a nightmare for defenders, right? His versatility, that allows him to line up both outside and in the slot. He's too quick for bigger cornerbacks, and he has a significant advantage over smaller defensive backs inside. I mean, you simply put him. He's a matchup problem waiting to happen. And then when you think about it, is he a good fit? And we're going to go into his strengths and weaknesses. Don't worry about that. But when we're talking about the Bryce Young factor, you have to think about that when we're talking about T Mac, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. You got to think about it from that standpoint about T Mac. Okay. He's a guy that, like, with the Bryce Young factor comes into play because it does. His jump ball skills is going to be a great asset for Bryce Young. That's what they would draft him for because of that, mainly. Like Bryce Young, who's precision passing, he's got great accuracy passer, right? Um, his improvising ability could benefit from a reliable target with a massive catch radius, right? We're talking about a massive catch radius here. Okay. Now, Panthers legend Steve Smith, for example, we've seen that video out there. He favors Matthew Golden as a better fit. And I think he's got a great case for it. I honestly, if I'm saying my number one, I do think Matthew Golden is a good fit too. Right. I think they provide different needs though. Right. And here's the thing: do we all think that we're in desperate need of receiver help? I think there's no debate there. I think the question is whether they should continue to prioritizing size over other key traits like route running, separation ability, right? Um, Versatility. The most successful receivers in today's NFL aren't just big; they're dynamic. They're able to adapt, right? Most importantly, they get open. That's what makes you a great wide receiver in the NFL. So if Carolina wants to maximize Young's potential, they need pass catchers who can consistently create separation rather than rely on a perfect ball placement to make a play, right? I think if they went with T Mac, it wouldn't be a disaster, okay? But it also wouldn't signal a shift in the team's long-standing approach. I mean, this draft class offers plenty of intriguing receiver prospects, both big and physical, and the smaller, quick category, right? You got big, tall receivers in this draft. You've got T Mac, Jaden Higgins, Trey Harris, Jack Betch, right? Right. Then you got the smaller, quick guys: Burden, Noel, Golden. I guess you could put those guys in the or Isaiah Bond, but I mean Golden's faster than Isaiah Bond. Again, I do think that he fits the mold. I don't. I just think that Carolina needs to weigh their options when it looking at these guys. You can't afford to swing and miss at a receiver again. That's the thing. You can't swing and miss. Whether they go with McMillan or whether they go with a different pass catcher, they need to prioritize players who can consistently get open, make life easier for Bryce Young. Sticking with the big guy philosophy, though, to me just feels too familiar. Like at some point, the team has to ask whether that approach is actually working or is it just a bad habit they can't break. That's where I have to draw the line. That's where I have to draw the line with him. What if we took the best edge rusher available and then we traded I mean Tyreek Hill's not going to be here for the rebuild though. I mean, we have I think that this team this year can definitely make some moves. And maybe this could be a team, depending on how this draft goes. This is a team that's going to win 8 or 9 games. I don't see this team blowing out the NFC South. I don't see them going out there and just blowing teams out offensively. Not yet. I mean, we just saw progress from Bryce Young that we've been waiting to see for just last year, but it took a benching and then the last 12 weeks of the season to see that. I just don't think it's worth trading for a guy who's 31, 32, who may play 2 years, 3 years. I mean, I think it's a good fit for Bryce, but why would I do that when I could get a guy like Matthew Golden? Not saying he's as fast as Tyreek, but he can still do the same things. I mean, I'd rather trade for Jalen Waddle instead of Tyreek Hill just because of the youth that I'm getting out of him. So, I mean, listen, taking the best edge rusher 8, I'm not opposed to. Okay? Not opposed to that. But trading for Tyreek Hill, I don't know. I just don't think it would be worth it. Oh, we got a guy from Australia. You're a Kansas City Chiefs fan from Launceston, Australia. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly or not. I apologize. I hope I did. Or Launceston, Tasmania, Australia. Interesting. Is DJ Sanders any good? You talking about TJ Sanders from South Carolina, or are you talking about Jadavion Sanders, our tight end? That's the question I have for you. What do you think about TF Elton? I mean, I think TF Elton's good. I mean, from what I've seen, I think he could be a late sleeper type of player. Do I think he's gonna change this offense? Is he a player that could change this offense? I don't know. Like, I like him. I do. I like him a lot. I think he is a sleeper a bit in this draft. I think he's got some serious upside. I think he's got the skill set to translate well to offenses that focus on precision and yards after the catch, right? Kind of like what we do a little bit He's not the fastest guy in the world. I think he ran like I think I don't know what his 40 time one, but 40 time was, but it might have been. I know that his 40 time before the draft I saw it was like 4.61, which is not very good fast, right? Smart, slippery. I mean, he can shake defenders with nasty cuts. His route running, it's spot on. I mean, I think he's a guy who could thrive in the right system, but I think with him, you'll need to get him in the right spot for his talent to really shine for him. But I like Felton, not but I think he's a late rounder guy. I mean, you're talking about you're probably looking at maybe late fourth, early fifth, something like that. I would say, Zach. So let's get back to T Mac real quick. All right, so 6'5". Let's talk about his measurables. 6'4", 219. Pro day, apparently he ran a 4.55. Definitely first round pick. Overall ranking, and that's not just it's not from a wide receiver standpoint. It's from and he's going up against Travis Hunter here. Overall ranking though, he's like number 10. Okay. Now, here's the thing I do like about T-Mac. I think he's a dominant X receiver. I think he can dominate that position, but I think he's also a guy you can move into the slot. I think using his size and agility to create mismatches is great. Route running, his ability to separate, it's okay. I do think that he needs to refine some of his route running. I don't think it's elite. I do think he's got great footwork. I do think he's got some great timing. I think there's just times where his speed is not going to consistently outrun NFL corners deep. Meaning he has to rely on technique just over his pure athleticism. Right? So that's why I don't put his route running. Right? He does need to sharpen some things on his releases. Like, here's the thing. Press coverage, you watch him in if you watch him in press coverage, it can give him some trouble, especially against long physical corners. Now, I do think one thing he does thrive in is the deep ball because he tracks the ball exceptionally well. Okay. And he's right there at the high point catches, got a great body control there. Right. And I do think for his size, he does. I do think he moves well. Again, I do think he moves well for his size because he does have these like subtle fakes. He's got some crisp breaks to create separation at times. Again, hands are there, reliable. Catch radius there. I mean, he can snag passes out the frame, and he does it with ease. And he rarely drops routine catches. Right? I think where he thrives the best, and that's why I brought up the man press thing. He thrives best in zone coverage. He is a zone coverage killer because he can find spots with ease. And he adjusts well on broken plays, very well. But another thing is that you can't teach about him is his red zone, right? He's a monster because he's nearly unguardable on fades and back shoulder throws. It's easy. I do think he needs to improve his yards after the catch ability because, again, he's not a burner. He has enough wiggle and strength to break arm tackles and extend play, sure. But again, the problem is too where that comes into play though is the explosiveness off the line. His first step again is not an elite trait of his, which can give defenders time to read and react to what he's doing. Right? Like, that's the thing about T-Mac, man. Like, this guy's not perfect. No player is. They all have their weaknesses. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, here's the thing, though. as much as this guy's a great 50-50 ball catcher, when it comes to physical corners, they disrupt him. I'll say this, he wins most of those 50-50 balls, but when aggressive defenders who match his frame, he can't push him off balance. That's a huge issue. Again, like I said, some of his rounding, again, at times, his long frame does make his cuts less sharp, which could exploit by quicker defensive backs. So again, I do think this is a guy that does have a great. I wouldn't say it's a full package. I would say he has a great toolbox, right? Size, hands, route running, right there. Again, I don't think his route running is that or the worst I've seen or the worst in this wide receiver class. I'm just saying I do think there's definitely some refining that needs to be done. Great body control. He's smart though. He's smart with his technique and he's more skilled rather than that blazing speed. That's the reason why I say, like, making him an instant impact player at the next level. His ability to thrive in multiple roles, X receiver slot, or possessional target guy, that does give him the edge over many other wide receivers in this class. I will say that. Okay. I think at the next level, he is a project as a high volume target who can be an immediate red zone weapon, right? Because like I said earlier, when I've watched him, his knack for making tough catches is in critical moments will make him a quarterback's best friend, especially on third downs. So I just think that like he may have some adjustment period against NFL corners who are going to challenge him at his release. His track records against top competition suggest he can adapt well, like Travis Hunter here. Again, he has the tools to be a wide receiver one for sure. His floor is rock solid possession receiver, and his ceiling, I would say, a dominant go-to target in an NFL offense. So I do expect his name to be called early, and it could end up being there at 8. I just think that there are some flaws. I mean, everybody's got flaws, man. Every player has flaws. Even the ones that everybody thinks that are elite, like T-Mac, they all have flaws. What do you think about Harold Fanning, late round pick? If we're gonna get another one, I mean, I'm not opposed to Harold Fanning. I think that you could get Mason Taylor in the third round. I do like him a lot. I think I kind of like reside Mason Taylor more than I do Harold Fanning. I think Harold Fanning, if you could get him in the 5th round, like if he falls to the 5th, kind of like how we got Chatavion, I would probably take a chance on it. I just think I'd probably take Mason Taylor or Terrence Ferguson over him too. I'm not opposed to Harold Fanning though. So it looks like Jalen Walker, or they could get T Mac. I mean, I don't know, man. Again, I don't think we really truly know who's going to be there until the draft really comes. I want to see how this draft board's going to fall. We'll see what happens. Here's the thing. We need to see what the Titans do and we need to see what the Browns do. Because if they don't go at Bill Carter and they take one of the quarterbacks, it could be interesting. It could be interesting where they go. I'm interested to see what the Browns do. I want to see what the Browns do and the Raiders. And I think the Raiders are right before the Jets. Does he remind you of Mike Evans? There's times, yeah. There's definitely at times that there's times that he does remind me of him, especially when he goes up and get it. When he goes up and get it. I mean, that's a great route right there. Just quick in and out, bam. This is I hate some of these game films though, man. Oh man. Look at him over the middle there. All right, let's get to some more of your comments real quick. I honestly think the Panthers could trade back and still get T Mac. I don't think the Panthers should stay at 8. And I'm not guys, when we're breaking down again, y'all gotta remember when we're breaking down these guys, I'm not necessarily saying we have to go and not necessarily saying we have to go and get these guys. I've been talking about guys that we've had either visits with or they've had rumors to talk about. I'm not necessarily saying we got to go get T Mac at number 8. Okay. He has been rumored to, you know, to be one of the people that we might end up drafting. All right. Um, so I'm not necessarily saying we got to go get him, but that's my breakdown of him, man. Like I think my biggest things from him is the bottom line here is this. When it comes to the Carolina Panthers, if they do go for a wide receiver, I just don't want to see them swing and miss at a receiver again. And whether they go T Mac or whether they go a different receiver, they need to prioritize players who can be consistent at getting open, creating separation, make life easier for Bryce Young. Because I feel like we've been sticking with this big guy philosophy and it does feel too familiar, right? And at some point, you got to think that the team has to ask whether that approach is actually going to work, or again, is it just like I said earlier, just a bad habit that they can't break, right? So again, and I think T Mac is a big technical receiver. Again, I think he's got outstanding ball skills, a natural feel for the position for sure. Again, he's just not a burner. He wins with his size. He's savvy, smart, very advanced at understanding of route running, his ability to make contested catches, adjust the throws, dominate in the red zone, does make him a high level NFL prospect. We can't deny that. But he might not overwhelm you with physicality of there's times that he does remind me of Mike Evans, but I think there's times where he doesn't have that overwhelming physicality that Mike Evans does have. Like Mike Evans against physical receivers can um, push off and can get physical with them and still make plays. Sometimes I see T Mac where he doesn't do that, right? I do think his skill set is comparable. I think he should be a first round selection, maybe not at number 8. Likely that he probably could end up going top 10. He might get picked before he even gets to number 8. But I think if there's teams needing a reliable big body target, they will have a hard time passing on him, especially in this draft. I don't know. I just don't know if it's again. I see the strengths, but I also see the weaknesses of his game. Jaden, what's up? Panthers gal, what's good? T Tops, did I see you? Appreciate you guys joining. Are you gonna do a mock? Yeah, we can do a mock. We can do a mock real quick. All right, let me get out of my Google Drive here real quick. And guys, if there's ever a again, if there is ever a particular if there's ever a particular player you guys want to see, remember, we got game film, we got all 22 film on all draft picks this year. So guys, sound off with the comments after this live stream. Let me know some guys that you want to see next. Who you want to see me break down. All right, what's good, Rob Walk? I see you in here. Let's go, Earl Locklear. Hey guys, we only got 10 likes on the YouTube channel. Let's get those likes up. I greatly appreciate it. Small crowd on a Monday night. It's all good. It's all good. I appreciate everyone being here though. All right, let's do a mock. We gotta do a mock draft with Mr. T Mac in it though. It's only fair if we do that, right? Only fair. Oh, I already have it pulled up. Shit. Look at that. Look at that. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. All right, let's pull this up. All right. Do we need it at 150? Let's back it out. Actually, let me remove this. Stop sharing this. Let's share this screen. Let's share it like that. There we go. There we go. That's what I want to do. Patriots don't need any great player. I don't know where the Patriots gonna go, really. I mean, they just got Diggs. I mean, they could end up that's the thing, the Patriots could end up going after T-Mac. Have Diggs and T-Mac with Drake London or Drake May. I mean, because that's another thing, like, who do the Patriots have at the wide receiver position? So let's go over here real quick. I'm just curious. Like, besides Stephon Diggs, they got Polk, Demario Douglas, Kendrick Bourne, Kayshon Boutte, I think it's Boodle. I think it's pronounced Kayshon Boutte. I think it's Boutte. Javon Baker. And then really, they don't have anybody else. And they just got but I don't know. They might not they might not. They do have Polk and Javon Baker, who they both I think they drafted both of those guys last year. Wasn't Javon Baker and Polk in the same draft class last year? So maybe not. Rawwall says they take Travis. That does make a lot of sense. That does make a lot of sense. All right, let's start it up. So they go Duel, Travis, Jets go Cam Ward. Well, T Mac's here. I'm jealous of that. I felt loud. I mean, they could end up. Now we could trade back. I don't know if he'll be there with the Colts at 14. Because I can see the Cowboys taking him or Genty. I can see the Saints taking T Mac. I think the Patriots trade with the Bears. Bears get Ashton Genty while the Patriots get Josh Simons or Will Campbell on extra second round pick. This is assuming Carter and Hunter aren't there. Yeah. True. We could trade back and see if he falls. And then if not, we can start over. All right. So we go 8. I don't know if they'll give me 45. They might. Okay. How about you give me 45 and 80, and I'll give you a future third on that. How about that? All right, well, fine. If you want to be an asshole, here you go. How about that? That was a 50% chance from a 53. What the hell? All right, we'll take it. Oh, they took T Mac. The Colts took T Mac there. Well, that doesn't help me. We got to do one with T Mac. All right, let's go back. Let's see here. Let's see if we trade with let's try Dallas. What's up? 910 all time. 910 all the time. What's good? What's good? Yeah. Maybe. Or I can give you this box and you give me 76, and I give you a future third. No. Too much going on there? No? Okay. Future third. Let's do this one. I'm trying to trade. Let's see. Go here, here, and 8. That's more realistic. I can take that. I can deal with that. Oh, man. Jets took Tyler Warren. That's not going to happen. Trying to see if we could trade back and somehow get Tyler T Mac. Would you be mad if they took T Mac? Part of me is like, the potential's there, right? Like I said, I think he's got potential upside to like. I do see his ceiling being like a Mike Evans, but I see his floor being a guy like Quentin Johnson. So it's like, again, and I said it earlier, Pop. It's like we have this thing about taking big guys, and we swing and miss on these big wide receivers, and we just can't afford it, right? I mean, I just feel like maybe a Matthew Golden or a Mecca Ibuka is a better fit because I rather prioritize guys who consistently get open and that can make life easier for your quarterback, whether it's Bryce Young or if it's whoever else. Like sticking with the big guy philosophy, we've seen it time and time again. It just feels too familiar for me to say, well, I want to go after T Mac because he does have his flaws. And I broke it down earlier, but he does have his flaws. And again, I think at some point we have to say, hey, and ask ourselves whether that approach is actually going to work, or are we just going to continue to do the same things over and over again and continue doing these bad habits? So I feel 50-50 on it. Like, would I be mad? Not necessarily. I would be more cautious. I would just be like, where is this going to go? So one flaw is not watching tape. I watched his tape. I got his listen, I got all the tape in the world. I got all the tape in the world, and I've watched every last one of these. I've watched every last tape I have on him. And I can show you that. I've already actually I was showing it earlier. I've got plenty of tape. There ain't no problem about that. See, I got him for West Virginia, got him against Utah. Oh, T Mac doesn't admit that he doesn't like watching tape. Oh, I did not know that. I did not know that. I did not know that at all. But we got all the tape in the world. Again, guys, if you guys want to Yeah, and see, I got all the tape in the world for anybody. We got all the wide receivers, we got all the running backs, we got all the quarterbacks, we got tight ends, offensive line, D line. They haven't given me the offensive line yet. Maybe they have. Okay, never mind. I haven't seen it yet. We got all the edge rushers, linebackers, corners, safeties. So again, if you guys want to do anybody you want, let's go. What's up, Doug? Appreciate you joining, brother. Appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Appreciate you stopping by. All right, we're gonna do a T Mac mock draft. I don't know if trading back at this point is gonna work for T Mac. I don't know if we're gonna be able to trade back and get him. That's just the only thing. So we might have to just take T Mac at 8, ladies and gentlemen, and we might just have to run it straight. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run it straight. We're just gonna run it straight. All gas, no brakes. Okay. Well, we're at 57. We're gonna run it straight. This is where it gets difficult because when you don't trade back and can't get an extra second round pick with him, and I think so we got to go edge rusher here for me. And if I'm going edge rusher, it's between Jared Ivey and Kyle Kennard. Like I think that um really with either one of these, me personally, I don't think you could go wrong with either one. Um, and I'm trying to keep bias out of it because I do think Jared Ivey is very fucking solid. I'll be honest with you, okay? I do think that Jared Ivey doesn't get a lot enough love, okay, that he deserves. Um, because number one, the guy's built like a fucking tank. Let's be clear on that. 6'6", 285. Ridiculous. Number two, you're talking. This guy's not a speed rusher. He's a power rusher. Through and through, this guy is a power rusher. I watched some of his tape. You watch his frame and strength, man. He sets that edge hard from day one, bro. He's not, and here's the thing, he's not the most explosive athlete, and you won't see him bend that corner, and you won't see him bend the corner like a Von Miller. Okay. I think his ability to control the line of scrimmage will get him on the field early. Solid. I think he's got a high floor type of player. I think another thing is, and maybe this is a little bit biased, but I think Kyle Kennard's not getting enough love that he does deserve. Okay. I think he is one of the most underrated pass rushers in this draft class that's not getting a lot of love. And I'm not saying this from a biased standpoint. Okay. As much as I'm a Gamecock fan, I do see him as also like he's a defensive end, but he's also an edge rusher. Like he has the natural feet for getting to the quarterback. He's twitching. His twitches are hell against offensive linemen. That's what gives them hell. He's got that quick first step, the kind of hand fighting skills that again he drives offensive linemen crazy. Okay. I do think there are some things with him. Like I do think he needs to add some like a little bit more mass, maybe add some strength to be more than just that situational guy. But the raw pass rush talent is legit. Papa says Ivy, DN or safety. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, those scores. Ivy's RAS scores came out today. Oh, I gotta look at those. I do need to look at those, Doug. Have you done Shamar Stewart yet? I have not done Shamar Stewart. I'm also a big Shamar Stewart fan. A lot of people don't maybe might know that because I've had a hot take on him, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Um, but right here, so those are my two right there. I do like Josiah Stewart value wise of just not taking them here. Let me look at safeties real quick. Now, I think the right move here is definitely either Kennard. Well, shit, Darian Porter's there. Fuck. Nah, we'll go Jared Ivey. We'll go Jared Ivey. I'm gonna go with Jared Ivey. I'm gonna take that 6'6", 285 big frame. I like it. That's what I'm gonna go with. So far, T Mac and Jared Ivey. Let's see what we got here. So now, wide receiver edge. I gotta look at safety here, possibly corner. I do like. I mean, I've had Mukaba fall to 111. Now corner. What are we looking at? Nothing there. All right. So defensive line. Deion Walker's also fallen that far down. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Hmm. Hmm. This is a tough one for me. I'm not taking tight end. Not this early. Oh, wide receiver again, Doug? Well, we're doing my T Mac draft, my guy. T Mac. We already got T Mac. You taking two wide receivers with T Mac? I mean, it would be nasty to have him and Jalen Noel. I mean, I'm just saying that would be fun, but that's wishful thinking. That is wishful thinking. The question is I mean, the move here is yeah, Noel's is my sleeper, dude. Poppin', I'm a huge fan. He reminds me of a lot of Amon-Ra St. Brown. When you watch his tape, that's what I see that jumps off the screen. I'm just like, that is an Amon-Ra St. Brown 2.0. Yeah, I think I have to go D line. I don't know much about Vernon Brockton, but I mean, his measurables from PFF standpoint is pretty fucking solid. I mean, we're talking about an 86.3 pass rush grade, talking about a run defensive grade of 79, true pass rush 80.9, pass rush win rate 13, um, run stop rate 7.6%. What do they say here? Brogdon needs to refine his hand placement and technique to become more effective one-on-one winner at next level. However, even in his current form, his length and strength provide valuable versatility as a two-game defensive lineman, with his best fit likely coming as a 3-4 defensive end. So interesting. I mean, he's a fit, obviously, because he's as a 3-4 defensive end. I mean, 6'4", 305. I don't know much about him. What is his let's see something here. I want to look more into this guy real quick. Swenson is good. Yeah, he is good. I like Swenson a lot. Very underrated player. That would be good depth. Yeah, I'm trying to see what else do I need to know about this guy real quick. All right, let's jump over here real quick. Let's look at Vernon Brogdon real quick. Draft projected down here. They've got a draft projected at the sixth round or sixth round pick. Um, Zach Pickens, Kobe Turner, Carl Brooks. Explosive first step, snaps allows them to penetrate gaps, powerful hands, pack nasty punch, shares a rare closing speed for 305 routinely. What did he run? He's a nose. Now they're saying here he's a nose tackle defensive end, 6'4", 305. Where's his 40? Run a 4.9. For a guy who's 6'4", 305 and ran a 4.9, that's pretty good. And fits the 3-4 scheme. I don't know much about this guy. I might have to watch some of his tape. 3 tech, ideal fit. As a penetrating 3 technique in an aggressive 1 gap system where he can utilize his quick first step, pass rush, or however frame link provide. All right, let's rock it. I say we rock it. Why not? It's someone I haven't drafted before in my mocks. Oops, what happened to my mock? Here we go. Let me share my screen. It fell off. There we go. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna have to learn more about him. Might be a very underrated player. 3 technique, fits a 3-4 scheme. Take him in the 3rd round. Might be a good value. All right. Can't be mad about that. Can't be mad about that. Let's see how this draft turns out. So far, so good. I mean, T-Mac, Jared Ivey, and Vernon Brogdon. All right, now this is where I'm probably gonna look at corners and safeties. So we got Jonas Sanker. I am a Billy Bowman fan more than I am. I feel like I don't know if I'm a more Sanker fan or a safe more of a hold on one second. Something is funky happening here. Let me fix this real quick. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. All right, let's go. So either it's Jonas Sanker here. What tight is Gunnar Helm? Okay. I normally don't like to pick the same players from the same teams. I don't know. It's just pet for some reason. Running backs. What are you looking at? Jaden Blue. There's my boy Bashul Tutin. Bashul Tutin. All right, so I got my boy Kobe and Mello here. Got both of my boys there. I'm thinking. I'm trying to think. Do I want to go Sanker here? I don't know. The only thing with Bowman is poor tackling habits. Yeah. I mean, the thing is with Billy Bowman is he's got ridiculous ball skills though. Like, and his size, I think could be the only thing is too though. I think another thing is too with Bowman is his size could be an issue, right? I mean, he's got the speed, he's got the instincts. I mean, it's for sure all there. You see that making big plays, right, Doug? But I just think he needs to prove he can uphold against bigger and stronger, competition. Like, I think his bet fits best in a scheme that really like just lets him roam and play freely, right? And just freelance out there. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna like if I'm going here, like I could get Malachi Moore, who I think is also a sleeper out of Alabama. I think Malachi Moore is not getting enough credit where credit's due because I do think Malachi Moore is a very good safety. Like he has been coached up in Alabama's NFL factory, so you know he's got the fundamentals down. I think he's a Swiss Army knife type of guy who could be good at everything, but not necessarily elite in one area. Like, I think he'll find a role definitely in the next level, whether he's a full-time starter or he's just a versatile rotational guy that really just depends on how his development is. But maybe Sanker is the move here, though. Maybe Sanker's the move. I don't know. And Peebles too. Like Peebles. Oh, another guy that's very underrated that nobody's giving enough love, which he actually, I'll say this PFF has been giving him more love lately, which he has been making it harder for me to draft him in these drafts. And everybody needs to go do their homework on this guy if you haven't already. Where's he at? CJ West is one of my new favorites. I watched this tape the other day. Um, just an outstanding ball player, man, and did himself so many favors at the NFL Combine. So big shout out to CJ West. If Carolina drafts him, I will be a happy person. That will be one of my favorite picks. So I only think Bowman is warranted. Sanker does have a top 30 visit. He does. So it does make a lot of sense to take him here. Use JJ Pegas as a Dante Poe. JJ Pegas is a dog, dude. I'm gonna go. I'll take my chances with Jonas Sanker. I do like him. Um, he also has a little bit of a tackling issues too, but the size is there. 6'1", 210. I do like his size a little bit better than Billy Bowman. All right, so this is where I think I got to either go. Let me look at OT real quick. I could get. Do I want to go ahead and take Brandon Kershaw? No, not at 114. I just don't feel like the value is there because I could end up getting either Logan Bryan, which I'm fine with, or Asian Cornelius as well to be that guy for when Moton decides to move on. Really here it's either Kobe or Mello. Like it's like you got your 1A or 1B. Really, you can't go wrong with either one. I mean, you really can't. I probably would take. I'm probably going to take Mello. I would probably take Mello. Me personally, I like Mello because a little bit more. I mean, he's 6'1", 175. When we're talking about a guy here who's 6'1", 190. So I do like that size difference, right? Like that's the thing about Mello. I do like a little bit more. Again, I think Kobe's a better run defender. Mello, I think, is a better coverage, right? Like, I mean, Mello fits in more of a zone heavy scheme. I mean, that's his best friend. I mean, I do think he's got a natural feel, especially for route concepts. I mean, the ability to anticipate throws when you watch his tape does show me a lot. It makes him a real asset in coverage. I do like him in that aspect of things. He's not the most twitchy or physical dominant type of guy. I do think that when you watch his tape, he understands how to play his role, right? And he's a disruptor, right? If you're expecting a guy, though, to press man lockdown guys, this isn't the guy. But for a team running a lot of quarters coverage, again, you can get him for a solid mid-round pick. But I do like Kobe because they do have similar traits. But Kobe's also a better run defender, as you can tell. I do think that Kobe is definitely a better run defender, right? I do think Kobe's a playmaker. I do think he has the knack of finding that football. He does make life a living hell for cornerbacks. He's got excellent hands. I think he's got a real feel for the game as well. But at 175, he's gonna have to get muscle, and he's gonna have to get muscle up, especially for bigger receivers. And he's gonna need to add weight. And if he does, I think he's a guy that you got to watch out for because he's got that 4.4 speed, right? 6 foot, he's fine there at the height. It's just that he's got to put on some weight. Um, he's got to put on some weight. But I'm gonna take Kobe here. I'm gonna go Kobe Bryant. So far, not a bad. I mean, we don't. I didn't know much about Vernon Brogdon, but now I'm gonna have to do my homework on him. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more homework on him. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. We've literally have gone straight defense after T-Mac. So here is the next thing. We'll look at tight end. We still got Mitchell Evans on the board, which I'm not opposed to. We got Rashard Smith, who I'm a big fan of. We just saw today that if you haven't been on Twitter, we just saw today that Bryce Young was practicing with Jahmyr Gibbs and was it Amon-Ra St. Brown? Because I remember retweeting or reposting it and putting my comments in there. I think it was him and somebody else. It was Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs and Craig Reynolds. Sorry. Oh, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah. And Rashard Smith is one of those dudes that I would be okay with. I do like Jacob Parrish a lot too with Doug. Doug, I like him a lot too. This is the worst draft we've done so far. At this, again, mock drafts are just fun at this point, T. Thompson. And honestly, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, I can tell you what the theme has been. I mean, you got run defense, you got another run defender. I mean, the grading's pretty damn good. Besides the one that hasn't been graded well is Jonas. Other than that, Kobe Bryant ain't bad. I mean, this isn't that bad of a draft. Again, we couldn't trade back with T-Mac, so this is what we're stuck with. All right, so now again, you can't expect to get elite players everywhere. I think this is where let me look at what do we need? Linebacker, maybe. I'm not taking any of these linebackers this late or this early. So for me, it's either what do we got at OT? So I think I'm gonna go Rashard Smith here. I'm a huge Rashard Smith fan as well. It's not Bashul Tutin, but it's Rashard Smith. I'm cool with it. All right. I'm cool with a Brashard Smith in this scenario. I do think he's I think he's one of those. He does kind of I think I saw someone today tweet about him, said that they kind of remind him as a almost like a Jahmyr Gibbs, that gadget type player who's got a lot of upside, right? I I think his burst acceleration, I do think makes him a nightmare, man. Open space. I do think that a team needs a team willing to get creative. I think with Dave Canales' Whiteside scheme, he can, right? I think he's not built for inside running, but in a spread offense, he could definitely carve out a nice, dangerous, nice role for him. So I'm gonna go with Brashard Smith. I think that's the right move to go here. And then I'm gonna take my right tackle to be my predecessor for Taylor Moton. I'm gonna take a Johnny Cornelius here. And then I'm gonna try to get my linebacker here. See what kind of linebackers we got available. I'm definitely taking Cody Simon here. Cody Simon's my guy. I'm all about some Cody Simon. So I'm gonna take Cody Simon here. And we'll finish it up. Let's see. Let's see what I might be able to get a tight end here. I think I'm gonna go tight end. Maybe an extra edge rusher. I don't know. We'll go. We'll finish it out. We'll go Luke Latchy. Call it a day. Not bad, especially for not trading back. So A plus, B plus for Jared, C plus for Vernon Brockton, B plus for Jonas Sanker, B plus for Kobe, B minus, B minus, so B plus overall. Not bad. I'm not mad about it. It was a fun one. So when we break down players, we do a little mock draft at the end. It was good. It was fun. So, again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Again, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments who you guys want me to do next. All right, we'll break down some film. Yeah, just let me know. We've already done. I think we've done Jihad. Who have we done so far? We've done Jihad Campbell, Jalen Walker. Let's see, Michael Williams. God, we've done a couple so far. Who have we done total? Let's see. Let's see. We've done a good amount, actually. I'm trying to remember all of them that we've done. Yeah, Michael Williams, Jahad Campbell, Jalen Walker, Nick Amanawari. So if there's someone I haven't done yet, let me know. I'll post something up in the community chat tonight. Whoever gets the most comment, the player that gets the most comment, we'll do tomorrow. And we're going to do that up until the draft time comes. All right. And unless some other news comes out, we'll break that down too. Not much going on right now. Seems like there might be still some rumors out there about maybe bringing in Julian Blackman. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we shall see. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. And again, as always, guys, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. As always, guys, I will see you tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.